Action for your family's safety. Schools across the Bay Area, they're letting out for summer break, and that means more teens are getting their driver licenses, many of them hitting the road for the first time. AAA calls the period we're in right now the 100 deadliest days. It runs from Memorial Day to Labor Day, when teen crash fatalities historically climb. Joining us now and how you can talk about your teen, take the responsibility of driving, traffic safety consultant. Thanks for being with us here. Matt Nasworthy from AAA. Matt, good morning.
Good morning.
First, let's talk about these fatal and injury crashes, because more often than not, when a teen is behind the wheel, they're not the ones injured.
Correct. We see about 2/3 of the people that are either injured or killed in those accidents are somebody other than the teens themselves.
Just an innocent victim.
Correct.
How much does distracted driving play in these, how much of a role does it play in these crashes?
Oddly enough, it plays a pretty big part. The AAA Foundation for Traffic Safety did a study just a couple of months ago that they released the results on that said that almost 6 out of 10 teen crashes are related directly to distracted driving.
6 out of 10.
Yeah,
we're talking things like texting, turning around to talk to their friends in the car.
Yeah, surprisingly, the #1 distraction was passengers. Other passengers in the car, followed closely behind by cell phones.
Wow. What can parents do before their teens get behind the wheel?
The important thing, I mean, obviously parents are going to be those ones that are teaching the teens how to drive, so being a good example for them is a good start. But having that conversation about those distractions, since they create the majority of teen crashes, they need to have a stern talk about, you know, limit the number of passengers in your car, make sure that you're never using your phone when you're driving, you know, concentrate on what you're trying to do behind the wheel, your mind on the road, you know, your eyes on the road, that sort of thing.
And reiterate, it's not just them. They're not the only car or driver on the road.
Yeah,
right.
that's the thing is, you know, everybody else is left in their path, and those are the people that we're seeing have the injuries and the deaths, that sort of thing. So it's really a shared responsibility. Parents, teens, policymakers that talk about graduated driver's license, everybody needs to give a concerted effort here to make sure roads are safer.
Matt, talk to me about the parent-teen agreement.
Well, basically, that's, you know, you sit down, the parent and the teen sit down, and they decide on several rules, basically, when it comes to a teen learning how to drive, making sure that they're limiting passengers, limiting distractions, you know, just driving when they're supposed to be driving during the day, in the geographic area they're supposed to be in, you know, just to, the #1 thing is for that conversation to happen between parents and teens prior to them ever getting behind the wheel.
Absolutely. Matt, good tips, great advice. Thanks for joining us
Thank
here
you.
this morning on ABC Action News. John Thomas.